My name is Sharon Adebisi, and I am an artist who paints on acrylic on canvas. And I guess I create photos and images that are a reflection of my mind. My culture inspires me as it enables me to find a way to articulate certain emotions that I'm feeling beautifully enriched within the culture in my paintings. Um, in terms of Mark Padu, I love how he uses his colors. He's an artist, and the colors that he uses, the detail that he puts in the fabrics and in the background scenes, stunning, absolutely stunning work. And it kind of drives me to, I don't know, to actually improve my painting skill in itself. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is probably someone I would say inspires me, and the reason why is because through reading her books kind of gave a voice to feelings that I'd been experiencing as a Black woman for a very long time. Her books literally perfectly articulated them, especially her piece Americana. Um, I remember when I read her book for the first time, and it was like a third eye opening. Like, wait, wow, this is literally my life. This is exactly how I feel, and I didn't realize there's someone out there who also feels exactly the same way. Um, I feel like reading her books just really made me become very proud of my Blackness, um, become very much aware of it, and it influenced my paintings because, if you see in my pictures, I rarely paint faces. I only paint like black, sort of black figures with a black background. So yeah, Chimamanda inspires me. As a Black woman, Black women go through a lot. Black women, it's as if it's kind of instilled in us this whole sort of like hustling, working hard, getting things together for our family, making things work. Like this sort of, I guess we've kind of been given this burden of this excess strength where we're just always doing so much and so much is expected of us. And I guess my work kind of reflects that by, a lot of the figures, the main figures, it will be women doing sort of things that you wouldn't see like a white woman doing. For example, like you'll see a Black woman here hustling in the streets in a few of my paintings and my market scenes. You'll see, as you can see here, there's some Black women that they're protesting on the streets. Like it's always Black women being sort of like a pillar of strength. My figures in my paintings always depict Black women being a figure of strength. I feel like in terms of the feminine form and function and how it's reflected, my work very much celebrates the difficult roles that Black women are sort of have to undertake in this society anyway. 100% my cultural background does. A lot of my pieces you will see, especially my original starting series, the layer series, you will see Nigerian women, Nigerian men, Nigerian family wearing the whole Nigerian attire in these pieces. And obviously this is because, I am Nigerian, I am of Nigerian culture. So you definitely see that in the fabrics I decide to paint and the characters I decide to paint in my paintings. I also actually recently went to Ghana, and I was there for about 3 weeks. I lived with a local family, and that whole experience of going to Ghana inspired my later series, the Ghana series. The first painting is called Olori Adebisi, and it's of my grandma and of my mum on my mum's wedding day, her traditional wedding day. I created this painting because it was International Women's Month at the time, and I just wanted to create a piece that celebrated, two of the women who have really made me into the woman that I am today. such as my mum and my grandma. It's called Olori Adebisi because Olori means queen in Yoruba and Adebisi is our surname. So I just thought, these Adebisi queens, let me just put that together and boom, that's the name. The second piece I have in this exhibition is called An Orchestra of Minorities. I called it that based on a book that I've read by Chigozie Obioma, one of my favorite Nigerian authors, I'll definitely say. But yeah, I've decided to name it that because essentially it depicts a group of people who are dwelling in a sort of a living room, westernized living room space, having some tea, as you can see by the teacups. And I guess the premise behind the painting was just to illustrate the importance of networking, but then also being open to network with people who are different to you. You can see a guy there in sort of like a westernized suit, or Western style suit. I'm not saying that, if you're wearing a suit, you're automatically westernized. But, you can see a mixture of people in traditional clothing, a mixture of people in sort of like Western clothing, just to sort of depict the diasporas sort of coming together along with, people from within Nigeria or from within Ghana coming together to discuss certain manners. I did decide to name it An Orchestra of Minorities because it does show a group of minorities, especially because it's in a Western environment where I'm assuming from that painting, I created that painting with them being based within in London or somewhere that's Western. And obviously in these sort of countries, unfortunately, we are minorities. So that's why I kind of named it the minorities part. But the orchestra part comes from the fact that they're all sort of orchestrating their thoughts, orchestrating their opinions. So thus, bringing that together, an orchestra of minorities. To me, bravery means being authentically you and not giving an absolute toss about what anyone thinks. Bravery to me means having the confidence to be true to yourself and the confidence to be yourself in any situation.